Spoke with Coach Ron Rivera after practice, who told me they had Cam do some scripted throws, and those throws were all to stationary targets. So we didn't see him do the 7v7 or 11v11. But the reason for the stationary targets are because, as Coach Rivera told me, they wanted Cam just to make sure that his throwing motion, that all of that, was just consistent, was steady. And so by having moving targets right now, it kind of has to force him to get out of his comfort zone, which they don't want to do just yet. Again, Coach reminded me that this is a progression, but they are really happy with what they've seen out of Cam Newton right now.
He did exactly what we had scripted out, and that was for him to make some targeted throws, see how he feels later on today and how he feels tomorrow. Will dictate how much more he does. But again, he's this is all through the process. He's going through the steps of his recovery, and very pleased with it. I really was.
Oh, it meant a lot. Obviously he brings a lot of energy to the team. Having him out here at practice is always fun. And seeing him throw a little bit was really cool. Getting the ball in his hands, letting him go out there and whip it around a little bit. So it's good. He's done a heck of a job working hard, and we're all happy to have him back.
And there will be constant communication going on. Coach Rivera telling me that after practice, from what he heard, Cam felt very good. But again, there's going to be lots of talk going on between Cam, head athletic trainer Ryan Vermillion, and coach, just to see how he's feeling later on today, as well as how he's feeling tomorrow. And Andrew, I just thought about it during the soundbite. You mentioned the folding chair kind of reference. Well, coach used a better term. He said last season, towards that second half after Cam got hurt, it looked like he was torquing his body when he was throwing the football. So maybe that's the better word to use.
I don't know what the folding chair thing means. I don't know where it came from, to be honest with you. Something I heard years ago, but I think we all agree it looked uncomfortable. It was hard to watch Tiffany last year, as he, to his credit, Cam gutted it out, and it just looked awkward, Jim.
Can I ask Tiff, have they said normally what the timeline is for someone changing their throwing motion, in terms of, it's easy to do when you're in practice and no one is coming at you and those sorts of things, but when you get in a game, do you revert back to basically rote memory? Have they talked about that at all?
I think the focus is, Jim, is just trying to get him back to where he was at the start of last season. So in talking about the mechanics, what Coach Rivera saw from him, and what a lot of us saw from Cam at the beginning of last season, was the fact that his throws were more compact and he had the tight spiral going. And they started off, 6-2 with him. But once he got hurt, really hurt in that Steelers game, that's where things took a turn. And that's where, as Coach told me today, you saw him torquing when he was trying to throw the ball, not stepping so much into his throws. So the focus now is just to get him back to where he was at the start of last season with that technique, those mechanics. And so far, so good from what Coach has told me. Cam is making a lot of progress in terms of regaining or getting back to the form that he was at the beginning of last year.